Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Give consideration to women who show they like you. Give consideration. I'm going to emphasize the word consideration. Because usually, you tell some guys, yeah, women choosing, or like these women like you. And some guys, when I've talked about a tribe, they'll say, well, the only women who seem to like me are fat and ugly. Okay, I'm going to emphasize the word consideration. And there's two things with that as far as women who like you. All I'm saying is think about it. Just think about it. Just consider. Consideration means you thought about it. All right? If a woman is showing some interest, when I'm saying she's showing blatant interest going beyond choosing signals, she always return your text. When you see her out and about, she when she talks to you, she makes sure she calls your name. You see her out about, she's like, hey, she's waving, all of that good stuff. She is doing what it takes to get your attention. Anybody who's half blind can see she likes you. She's looking at you in such a way. All right? Now, two things with that. Many guys will say, well, I don't like how she looks. I'm saying consideration. I ain't saying automatically take her. If you ain't feeling her, at least be nice about it when you're dealing with her. And if it comes to that point, just let her know in the calm way possible you're just not interested. You can't bribe your dick, and that's understandable. But that's why I say also just give it consideration. Just think about it. If you can at least say, okay, she's showing some interest, let me think about it. Nah. Okay. Right? Now, I said there were two things with that. I'm going to say three things with it. Okay, first thing with that part. Okay, she's just unattractive to you. Okay, that's understandable. And the consideration don't have to be long and drawn out. You can decide that in like 2 seconds. Like, no. Okay. But what happens if the woman is decent? Decent. Now I'm going to give you some game with that. There have been many dudes I've known. I've experienced it. I've experienced it personally. And I've known other men who have experienced it. They might have been that woman showing interest, and you might have been like, you cool with her, you can talk with her, but you really ain't feeling her like that. But then you see her another time, she's fixed up, you like, God damn! You be like, shoot. You give her that bruh man looking like, damn girl, you fine. And can you make a sandwiches? I mean, you be like, God damn. Like, you ever see those women? Like, okay, usually they're not fixed up, hair ain't fixed up, everything. But then when they fix up, you like, oh shit, right? Like, I remember I went to this concert back in the late 80s with a classmate when I was in school. And me and her, I mean, we were cool. But I used to clown her sometimes, say, you were dressing all frumpy and stuff, right? And she could fix up when she wanted to. So check it out. I remember when we went to this concert, right? And I wasn't really thinking romantic, to be honest with you. I just wanted a date, right? Okay, so we go, and I remember I pull up to an apartment building. All of a sudden, I see this woman. She got a cat suit on. She fixed up, got her makeup on, cat suit heels. And my first thought was, damn, who's this walking up here? Oh, damn! Yeah, had to rethink that platonic thing. I was like, yeah. I was walking around. It was at the Capitol Center when it was in Landover, Maryland, for those from back in the day, right? And so I'm walking around in there holding her hand, and my other hand was on something else. I was like, oh shit. I was like, man, she wasn't adjustable. And I've met a few other women like that. Like, you might see them day to day or whatever. You ain't thinking a thing about it. But then they fix up and you like, oh shit. Really think about those. Like, if you, say you in that situation, you're always working with a woman, you ain't really seen her fixed up. Just think to yourself, consider it, like if she's cool with you. Like that situation where she's just cool with you, y'all can always talk. Alright, just think about what she might be if she's fixed up. Because you might be working in a situation, she ain't fixed up, she ain't, wearing no makeup, anything like that. She wearing some loose clothing, so you can't really see the buttocks or the big breasts. But she fixes up, and you like, oh damn. I've met a lot of women like that. I met a lot of women. You see them just their ordinary thing, be all whatever. Like I knew this one woman. I mean, if you saw her on a normal basis, she ain't dressed sexy at all. She ain't, if you saw her on a normal basis. But I remember one time I saw her and she had like a short dress on and stuff. I was like, God damn, where'd all that come from? I mean, shoot. Like this one woman I met at a writers conference, right? And she was, she had on like a loose sundress, not the sexy sundress, but a loose sundress. You couldn't see tell anything about her shape. Okay, didn't think anything of it. There was a gathering that night at the writers conference, like a more fun thing. She came in a short black dress. I was like, where the fuck those legs come from? I was like, good Lord. It's a good thing I was with somebody. If I was there single, we'd have been making love for 3 days after that. I would have paid for an extra hotel ticket. I mean, hotel bill, whatever. Extra day. How about that? I'm like, good Lord. Like, you got some women, they just need to fix up a bit. If they cool with you, all right? You might not see them at first, but then they throw on something, all of a sudden there's a spark. It happens. It happens. They throw in their sexy clothes and everything. Happened to me recently, but I don't share everything with y'all. All right, so you got that. And then the final one. Baddies, fine women, somebody you actually consider attractive. And now you probably be way more open. Shoot, you probably checking for her. But if you kind of sit back a bit, she like you just as much. Keep in mind, attractive women, they still like guys. And it's not always like what people think it is. It's a good chance it is, but not always. Could be like, that tall, handsome guy, with money and everything. Could be. But who's to say you don't have money? You may not have as much as you think you need, but you still got something. And how do you know she don't find you handsome? And here's the main thing. She might actually want you. She might think you're very attractive, whatever the case. So, I mean, and my point is this. My overall point is this. And pimps will say this, like who likes you. Old school players will say that, like who likes you. At least think about it. Give it consideration. At least, just consideration. Just think about it. Don't just immediately dismiss them. Even if they busted, don't immediately. At least take 2 seconds with them. Everybody else, just think about it. She's showing some interest. And if for whatever reason she ain't interested, and that's even with the baddies, because contrary to popular belief, some men at a point they can reject a baddie. Just be like, In fact, as you get older and more mature in the game, you realize you got to think about everything. You got to think, okay, yeah, I can get with it, but then this could be a problem. This could be a problem. You don't know, whatever the situation. If it comes up, just let them know, you ain't feeling it like that. Okay? And do it nicely. Because something might happen down the road. You can still keep on standby. So I want y'all to think about that, all right? So anyway, that's it for right now. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.